Look who got a new bike. So guys, recently a company by the name of Windone reached out to me to review this Windone E2 off-road bike. Now typically, this type of bike isn't my style, but I figured why not try and diversify a little bit and give this thing a good test.
But first, unboxing and assembly. The bike came pretty well packaged outside of a couple holes in the box from FedEx, but all good.
Pedals, hardware, tools, that's always super nice to have. I love it when companies send tools with the bike. That way you don't need to buy anything if you don't have it. And we have a mini foot pump inflator. Windone also graciously sent me this battery-powered compressor, which I've wanted for a while. It's super sweet and can just air up the tires.
Assembly's so easy, your grandma can do it. We're just connecting the rear suspension first, then we're going ahead and getting the handlebars mounted up. This is pretty simple. It comes with all the tools necessary to do this. We're also tightening up the head stem, subsequently putting on the front fender.
All right guys, so we actually have the bike flipped upside down so we can get this front wheel on easier. I was missing one of the spacers necessary for this, but I found a spacer for my old Razor wheel, so this should work, I think. Okay, so she's fully assembled. Now we're just gonna plug in all these wires. They're all color coded, so you just plug it into the colors that are here, and then we'll put it in the battery and start this thing. Comes with a set of 2 keys. We're gonna plug this in. Turn it all the way clockwise. Now we should be able to turn the bike on by holding this button, and now the bike is on.
Quick spec check. The Windone E2 retails at $919, comes with a 48 volt, 13 amp hour battery, which claims roughly 46 miles range, and is completely removable and lockable when you're with or without the bike. Obviously it comes with a charger as well.
Look how cute this charger is. I can literally fit it in my pocket.
The bike's got a 750 watt peak hub motor. We've also got pedals if you want to pedal. Who wants to pedal an e-bike? You also have a twist throttle, so you can pedal or just use the throttle. Now again, these types of bikes usually aren't my style, but I do like the cool tubular frame. I think it helps the looks on this bike and makes it lighter. Most importantly, in my opinion, this bike has full suspension front and rear, so you have a rear hydraulic shock as well as hydraulic front forks.
We also have these enormous 20-inch wheels with some fat tires on it, so they'll really eat up all the bumps, both front and rear.
Pretty standard cockpit with bell, the screen, and all the other necessary instruments. Not gonna lie, screen looks pretty cool for the price. You also have your standard bike gear changer. And thank the Lord, hydraulic disc brakes front and rear. No stupid ass wire brakes that suck on e-bikes. Pretty standard headlight, LED, plus a taillight with functioning brake light.
Now the first thing that really stood out to me about this bike was how big it was. This is my Talaria XXX with upgraded tires, so it sits a little bit higher than stock. And even then, it's literally shorter than this new Windone e-bike. Here's me on the XXX. Here's me on the Windone. Now guys, even though this bike was sent to me for free, I'm still gonna keep it real for you and give you my honest feedback. But the first thing I noticed is sitting on this bike, this is a pretty comfortable seat. This is marketed as a off-road e-bike, and you can feel that the second that you sit on this thing. This thing has full suspension front and rear, and all the tires and suspension really will help eat up bumps, especially in the pothole-ridden streets of Philadelphia. Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's do what we actually all care about, which is riding this bike. So we're gonna throw on the GoPro, go test this thing, top speed, off-road, and overall riding impressions. So let's do it. All right guys, here we are outside on the Windone E2. We're gonna take it for our test ride. This thing is surprisingly tall, I will tell you that. Surprisingly tall. I feel so funny wearing a full face helmet on this thing, but there's 2 different ways you can use the power on this thing. So you can either pedal, and it pedal assists automatically, or you can choose to just use this throttle. And again, it's a little half-turn throttle, so you just turn this thing. This feels so funny. We can test the big suspension and wheels. Oh yeah, look at it. And we'll get right up to speed. So they claim, oh, up my phone? No way. That guy just pointed it out to me. Brakes actually feel pretty good. These are hydraulic disc brakes, obviously. But yeah, here we go. I think it's really gonna be a nice city cruiser. The hydraulic brakes are huge. I hate it when you get bikes, anything that goes over 10 miles an hour, realistically, you really want hydraulic brakes. So having these are nice. I'm freaking pedaling. We're in mode 5, the top mode. Look at me pedal and it just moves with it. This is fully pinned. We're in the highest mode, which is 5. I'm not pedaling. We're going 25.1, 25.8, 27. Oh, we're hitting 27.5, 28. Now, one thing about the brakes, I will say, guys, is it's traditional bicycle brakes. So this is your front brake and this is your rear brake. So all you Sur-on guys, it'll be the opposite of what you're used to, but it'll just be like a standard pedal bike or mountain bike or whatever. Top speed 28. We're going on a little downhill. 29, and it does not want to go above 29, or it does it. 28. I love how we're doing this in between cars. 28.6. This is pretty flat right here. We don't have a horn, but we have a bell. Yeah, just about 29, I think, is the top speed on this, which is pretty dang good. Any in-city traffic riding you're doing, this will be perfect for that. Like, you don't need to go above 29 if you're just using this to commute around. It's nice and quiet because it's a hub motor. The seat is pretty comfortable. I will say it does, like, you do slide forward a little bit because it's angled pretty wide, pretty low, rather. It angles down a lot. And dang, these brakes, I'm actually very impressed with these brakes. These brakes are way better than the Razor Pro Spec brakes that come stock. Those are just cable brakes. These literally feel just like stock Sur-Ron brakes. Can we wheelie it? I'm not familiar with right hand rear brake here, dude. I don't know if wheelies are gonna happen on this thing. I've ridden like other Super 73s that have no suspension. It's just like a hardtail and straight front forks, like no actual suspension, and they're so uncomfortable to ride. So this, what I would look at this as, is like a bike that I'm just happy to hop on, run over to my buddies, run over to the convenience store if I'm not just like trying to go out and do wheelies. Super convenient for that. I think the biggest application this thing would have, especially at like the good budget price it comes in at, it's only, I think, what, $9.19, is for freaking DoorDash. I think DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, delivery, any sort of food delivery service, I think is where this thing would shine. Yeah, but it is like a proper large bike. It's pretty interesting. So I think it helps if you pedal off just a bit to get up to speed, and then we're cruising. I believe if you follow the laws and everything, I think this is a Pennsylvania legal e-bike because it's limited to 28 miles per hour. I think it's 750 watts or less, and it has pedals, which is what makes a e-bike legal in PA. All the other bikes we ride, I'm not going to speak to their legality, okay? Don't worry about it. Dude, f*** a Sur-Ron. Look at this. What's up? Get a wind one, dude. A wind one? Yeah, bro, this battery is actually more powerful than Dom's stock one. It's pretty crazy. All right, we made a trade. Honestly, I think I got ripped off here because he got the wind one, but you love it. He loves it, guys. I think he's gonna go buy one. How she hop curbs. Oh, dude, that feels pretty good, actually. All right, quick suspension test. Woo. Brake test too, really. Oh, woo. Yeah, guys, I will say if you are gonna get an e-bike, like, you definitely want one with suspension, because if you get like one of those hardtail ones, again, like a Super 73 one I've ridden, I know they have suspension ones, but they also have non-suspension ones, and they suck to ride, dude. They're so uncomfortable. Coming up this hill, oh yeah, definitely gotta pedal. Oh, gotta stand up. Oh yeah. Nice. Took a little bit of manpower there, but we got it done. I feel like I'm on a nice afternoon cruise. This is like what I'll do when I'm retired from all that wheelie BS, you know, all that tomfoolery. Now the question is this comparable at all to like a Sur-Ron or Talaria? Obviously not at all. This is a completely different type of bike. This is, I think, perfect for if you're a commuter. Again, you're doing like delivery, but maybe you want to go mess around on the trails. Maybe there's some mountain bike trails that you want to do some light riding on. It can do it, as you can tell. All right, so the Windone E2, for the type of bike that it is, I think it looks pretty good, all things considered. I like that it's got these big wheels and these beefy tires. Even if you're not going off-road, this is super helpful in the city streets. Now you combine that with the front suspension, the rear shock, it makes the ride a lot better. For only $919, I think this is actually a pretty dang good deal. Shipped to your door, 919 bucks. Ain't bad. Now, I think this is perfect for someone who really is just looking to get some sort of transportation that's electric, but also budget-minded, and don't care about doing crazy jumps and wheelies and tricks and everything. If you want to do wheelies, get a Sur-Ron or a Talaria. But this, for a nice little commuter, I think it's perfect, and it's cheap. So if you really are tired of pedaling around your city, you can get one of these, go to Win One, pick one up, and let me know what you think of it. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talaria and Razor content to come next video. We're going somewhere a little special next video. You guys will see very soon. You'll see first on my Instagram at Connor G Media, so make sure you follow me there for the more current stuff. But otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll leave a link to the bike below. I'll catch you next time now. Peace.